Welcome to more yoga practices from the porch. For this evening's practice, I'm recommending blocks, or I have an eye pillow that I like to use for Shavasana. You can grab a blanket or pillows or whatever you have around the house that helps you. You can use books. I've heard people say they have soup cans for props. Whatever tends to work for you. I'm sitting on a bolster at the moment, and you can use that again in Shavasana. So just take a few minutes to gather some things around that might help you with your practice. And then when you're ready, begin to settle in, either sitting up on a block, or maybe use your bolster or blanket, or you can also just make your way onto the mat, crossing the legs, one ankle over the other, sitting up nice and tall. Begin to find a soft focal point straight ahead, or if it feels good, you can close your eyes. Placing the hands in a comfortable position, either bringing the hands to the tops of the thighs, or perhaps placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your low belly. Taking this moment to land here in your practice by bringing the lips together softly, relaxing through the jaw by separating the teeth, and begin to move the breath in and out through the nose. Thoughts begin to arise and the mind begins to wander, just acknowledge that. And then gently begin to guide the breath, the awareness back to the breath. Noticing the rise and the fall of the body with each breath. Expansion and contraction. And begin to tell yourself that all is well. Remind yourself that in this moment you are safe. In this moment, you are healthy. And then take a moment to express gratitude to your body for all that it does, all day and every day. Heart beating, the breath, sustaining life each day. And just begin to say thank you. With your next inhale, you can flutter the eyes open. If they're closed, take the arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Again, inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, hands draw in. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. This time, reach the arms overhead. With the exhale, bring the right arm under the left, palms together to touch. Gently pressing the palms together, pulling the forearms away from one another gently. reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. With your next inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, left arm under the right, palms together. Fingertips reach up. Gently drawing the low belly in. Continuing to softly breathe in and out through the nose. With your next inhale, reach the arms overhead. Draw the hands down through heart center. If you're sitting on a prop, you can gently move that to the side. And begin to make your way into table position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Neutral spine, drawing the belly in, gaze is slightly forward. With your next inhale, take the gaze up, drop the belly, lift the hips, cow pose. Exhale, rounding through the back, coming through cat pose. Inhale through cow. Exhaling, drawing it in through cat. Moving through those a few times on your own. At your pace, with your breath. Not rushing. Allowing the body to linger in one or the other if that's what it's asking for. Maybe closing the eyes and drawing the awareness back in. Keeping a slight engagement through the shoulders. And then pausing back in that neutral spine, crown of the head reaching forward. Extend the right leg back behind you. And begin to shift the weight forward and back. Toes are down on the mat. Lengthening through the spine. Shifting the weight forward and back with the breath. And coming back into neutral position. Lift the right heel up to hip height. As you exhale, draw the knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Noticing the breath. Taking the gaze forward with each inhale. And then pausing with the heel lifted, extended, shifting the weight slightly into the right hand. Reach the left hand forward. This extended table, drawing the low belly in. Top of the left shin and top of the left foot pressing into the mat as you reach long through the fingertips. Release the left hand down, release the right toes down. Come back into table. Move through some cat-cow. Linking breath with movement. Extend the gaze forward. Extend the left leg back. Toes start on the mat. Begin to shift the weight forward and back, pressing out through the heel. Coming forward with each in-breath. Back into into that neutral position, shoulders over the wrist. Lift the left heel up, draw the low belly in like you're hugging the bottom two ribs towards one another. With your exhale, draw the knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Not rushing. One more time, lengthen through the heel. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen, pause here. Shift the weight slightly into the left hand. Reach the right fingertips forward. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the mat. Softly letting the breath flow in and out through the nose. Release the right hand down. Left knee comes down, knees wide. Sink the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Noticing the earth below. Taking this moment to feel grounded. Keeping the left fingertips reaching forward, begin to reach the right fingertips underneath the left arm. This variation of thread the needle. Bringing the right cheek down to the mat. Slowly reach the right hand forward. Come back into child's pose. As you exhale, draw the left arm through. Left cheek down to the mat, right fingertips reach forward. Slowly reach both fingertips out to the front, coming back into child's pose. Plant the hands, curl the toes, make your way into down dog. Finding movement here, lifting the heels, bending the knees, extending the legs long. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale, lift up and back, down dog. Bend the knees, lift the tailbone up, let the heels be heavy. Inhale, float to plank pose. Exhale, down dog. A few times like that, bending the knees. Heels are heavy. Floating forward with the inhale. Exhale, back to down dog. Pausing in down dog. Draw the low belly in as you slowly begin to walk the hands back. Finding this forward fold at the back of the mat. Tucking the chin, letting the crown of the head be heavy. Bending the elbows, reaching for opposite elbows, coming into this ragdoll position. Letting gravity do the work, letting the elbows be heavy. Release the hands down, rise halfway flat back. You can place the hands on the shins or maybe on the thighs. Just find this flat back, drawing the low belly in, gazes forward, shoulder blades gently drawing together. Exhale, fold in. Bring the hands to the hip crease. Press the feet down and away as you draw the low belly in. Rise all the way up as you inhale. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Again, inhale, reach up. Draw it in. One more, inhale. Draw it in. Inhale, arms overhead, palms together to touch. Interlace the fingers. Point your fingers out, pressing down through the feet as you exhale, reach up and over to the right. Gently allowing the bottom hand to draw the top hand away. Inhale through center, exhale up and over to the other side. Pressing down through the right side of the body as you reach over to the left. Continuing to breathe in and out. Inhale through center. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Open up through the heart. As you exhale, reach the hands up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin. Fold in. Release the hands down. Rise halfway, flat back. Slowly walk the hands away, coming into this high plank pose. Pressing the knees up towards the ceiling, pressing out through the heels. Gazes forward, draw the low belly in. Hands are pressing down and away. Lift up and back, down dog. Rise the right foot up, coming into three-legged dog, pressing out through the heel. Pressing the hands down and away, creating length. Bend the knee, stack the top hip over the bottom hip. Keeping a flex in the top foot. Softly breath in and breath out. Square off the hips, release the foot down. Exhale as you come back into down dog. Left leg lifts. Allow the right heel to be heavy. Bend the left knee, open up. See if you can keep the shoulders squared off as much as possible. Square off the hips. Exhale, press back into down dog. Inhale, as you bend the knees, look up between the hands. Slowly walk the feet up between the hands. Rise halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold in. Press down and away as you reach all the way up. Hands in front of the heart. Prayer position. Moving through a variation of sun salutations. We'll repeat them a few times. You can grab your blocks to keep nearby. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise halfway. You can use the blocks underneath the hands. Plant the hands, step the left foot back. Drop the knee, find low lunge. Use your blocks. Bring the knee over the front ankle. Lift the heart. Gently allow the hips to press forward. Draw the belly in as you reach the fingertips forward and all the way up. Bend the elbows, lift the heart, take the gaze up. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, frame the front foot. You can use the block to the inside of the foot. Plant the left hand, reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. Keep hugging the right knee in. Keep pressing out through the back heel. Top hand comes down. Rock back. Step it up to fold in. Inhale as you rise halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Find your low lunge. You can use the blocks or plant the hands or come to the fingertips. Stack the front knee over the ankle. Draw the left hip crease back. Heart is lifted. Draw the belly in, reach the fingertips forward, come all the way up. Relax through the shoulders. Bend the elbows, open the heart. Inhale the fingertips up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Plant the right hand this time inside the foot. Revolve lunge. This time both hands come down to frame the front foot. Step it back, find plank pose. Shift the weight slightly forward as you drop the knees and untuck the toes. Keep the heart lifted as you hug the elbows in, lowering all the way down. Inhale to rise into cobra, allowing the shins and the tops of the feet to be heavy. Exhale all the way down. Reach the hands forward, turn the palms up, bring the forehead down. Relax the whole body. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Curl the toes under as you inhale, press up into table. Exhale, draw the hips back to the heels, reaching the fingertips forward. Press into the feet as you exhale, making your way into down dog. Low belly drawing in, elbows turning in, hands pressing down and away. Heels are heavy. Inhale as you bend the knees, look up between the hands. Use the exhale to walk the feet up, fold in. Press down and away with the feet as you rise flat back all the way up. Release the hands in front of the heart. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back. Find that low lunge. Lift the heart first. Draw the right heel in towards the body. Fingertips forward and up. Bend the elbows, open the heart. Inhale overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, find that revolved lunge. Lifting the back knee, reaching the right hand up. Bring the hand down, rock back, step it up, fold in. Rise halfway, flat back. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, low lunge. Draw the heart through, press the hips gently forward, reach the fingertips forward and all the way up. Bend the elbows, open up through the heart, lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot, plant the right hand, reach up with the left. Left hand comes down. This time step it back into plank. Gazes forward, shift forward slightly as you drop the knees. Keep the heart lifted, lower down to the forehead. Inhale to rise into cobra, drawing the heart through. Exhale, come all the way down. Find a moment of prostration. Hands forward, palms up. Taking this moment to relax the entire body. And laying down anything that's not serving you here. This idea of what things should be. And releasing into what is. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under as you draw the belly in, press up into table. Exhale, find the hips back to the heels, reaching the fingertips forward. Using the exhale, make your way into down dog. Allow the heels to be heavy. Shake the head yes and shake the head no, releasing any tension in the neck. Keeping the low belly hugging in as you reach the tailbone high. Find three-legged dog on the right side, right leg lifts. As you exhale, draw the knee to nose, shifting the weight forward. Inhale back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, find length. Exhale, draw it in. Find three-legged dog. This time use that exhale. Step the foot all the way up. Find high crescent lunge. Back knee is lifted. Fingertips reach forward and up. Back heel is lifted. Softly breathing in and out through the nose. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Hinge forward at the hips as you exhale, twist to the right. Top hand gently presses into the bottom hand. Revolved high crescent lunge. Come back through center. Reach the fingertips up. High crescent lunge. Bring the hands down to the inside of the foot. Walk the right foot out. Find lizard pose. Back heel is lifted. Hug the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Crown of the head reaches towards the front of the room. Slowly take the right hand to the outside of the foot. Step it back into high plank. Lower down to the knees. Coming all the way down with control, keeping the heart lifted. Inhale, rise through cobra. Exhale, come down. Press up into table. Find child's pose, knees wide. Big toes together. Finding down dog as you exhale. Moving to the other side. Left leg lifts, finding length. Draw the knee to nose as you exhale, shifting the weight forward. Again, not forcing. Allowing the breath to simply move the body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, lengthen. Use your exhale, step the foot up. Rise into high crescent lunge. Soft breath in and soft breath out. Hands in front of the heart. Hinge forward at the hips, rotate to the left. Elbow can come to the top of the outside of the thigh. Top hand presses into the bottom hand, opening up. Breathing into what is. Come back through center. Reach the fingertips all the way up. Use the exhale, bring the hands to the inside of the foot. Lizard pose. Getting that length in the spine, hugging the left knee in. Bring the left hand to the outside of the foot. Step it back, find high plank. Finding that strength, pressing the hands down and away. Shift the weight forward, but the heart lifted, drop the knees. Untuck the toes, feet are heavy as you lower down to the mat. Inhale, rise into cobra. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale through table. Exhale, child's pose. Curl the toes under. Exhale your way back into down dog. Take the feet wider than the mat. Draw the belly in as you walk the hands back. Come into this wider forward fold, bending the knees. Allow the head to be heavy. Inhale, rise halfway. Flat back, pressing the feet down and away. You can stay here with the fingertips on the earth, or you can reach the hands forward. Keep pressing the feet down and away. Draw the low belly in. Pelvic floor is up and back. Exhale, release it, fold in. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Slowly begin to walk the hands away from you, coming back into that high plank pose. Lift up and back, down dog. Take the right leg, find three-legged dog. Use the exhale, step the foot up, find high crescent lunge. Reach forward and up. Back heel is lifted. Hands in front of the heart. Hinge forward. Find that revolved high crescent lunge. Same thing. Softening the breath. Come back through center. Reach the fingertips forward and up, high crescent lunge. Turn the back heel, open up as you reach the fingertips away, coming into warrior two. Front knee is heading out towards the edge of the front pinky toe edge of the foot. Turn the front palm over. As you reach up and over, reverse your warrior. Use the exhale to bring the forearm to the front thigh lightly. Reach the left hand forward. Rotating the top rib cage towards the ceiling. Draw the belly in as you press into the front foot. Rise all the way back up, warrior two. Pausing with the breath. Gaze is out over the front fingertips. Finding strength in the present moment. Turn the palms up, straighten the front leg. Turn the front toes in, coming into this wide straddle. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers behind. As you exhale, fold in. Allow the head to be heavy. Weight is slightly forward in the front of the foot, softening through the knees. Release the hands down. Rise halfway, flat back. Exhale, walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Find that lizard pose. Hands on the inside of the foot. Gaze is forward, heart is lifted. Hug the right knee in. Right hand to the outside of the foot. Step it back, find high plank. Shift the weight forward, drop the knees, heart is lifted. Hug the elbows in as you lower down to the forehead. Inhale to rise into cobra. Exhale, come all the way down. Bring the hands by your side, turn the palms down. Big toes together to touch, ankles rolling in. With your inhale, begin to lift the heart, lift the hands, lift the feet. Gaze is slightly forward and down. Noticing the breath as the body naturally rises and falls. Release it all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Press up into table with the inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Continuing to breathe. Starting to lose daylight here. When you're ready, make your way back into down dog. Same thing, other side. Left leg lifts. Use the exhale, step the left foot all the way through. Find high crescent lunge. Hands to the heart. Hinge forward, finding length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Pressing the top hand into the bottom. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Come back through center. Reach the fingertips forward and up. Use the exhale, open into warrior two. Taking a gaze out over the front hands, allowing the ground below you to hold you as you reach the fingertips away from you. Belly hugging in, breath gently moving in and out. Turn the front palm over as you reach up and over, reverse your warrior. Keep bending through the front knee. As you exhale, bring the forearm gently to the top thigh. Reach the top hand all the way forward, pressing out through the outer edge of the right foot. Creating this length through the side body. Press into the front foot as you draw the belly in. Rise up, warrior two. Knowing that whatever comes your way, you have the strength of a warrior. Taking the focal point just beyond the front fingertips. Finding that calm within the storm. Turn both palms up towards the ceiling, straighten the front leg. Palms together overhead as you turn the front foot in. Coming into this wide stance. Hands behind the back. Open up through the heart. Use the exhale to fold forward, hinging at the hips. Crown of the head towards the earth, expanding across the collarbone. Release the hands down as you rise halfway flat back, drawing the belly in. Weight is slightly forward, knees are soft. Walk the hands to the front of the mat, coming into that lizard pose. Drawing the heart through, keeping length in the spine, crown of the head reaching towards the front of the room. Back heel is lifted, pressing out through the back heel. Left hand comes to the outside of the foot. Step it back, find plank pose. From here, slowly take the right hand, walk it just a little bit forward. Bring the big toes together to touch. As the heels drop over to the right, you can stack the feet or you can walk one foot in front of the other. Rolling over for side plank. You can drop the bottom knee as well. Bring the left hand to the top of the left hip. Press the hip into the hand. Now reach the hand up. Gaze can stay down at the bottom hand. If it's in your practice, you can slide the top foot up, coming into this tree leg stance. You can take the top foot, step it behind, open up through the heart, lift the hips, coming into this wild thing. Coming back, finding plank pose. Lift the hips up and back, down dog. Child's pose is a great option here. Connecting with the breath. Noticing how the body is feeling. The conversation that's being had in the head. Knowing if down dog is a good place or if child's pose is a better place for you in this moment. When you're ready, meeting back in down dog. If you've taken child's pose. Other side, left leg lifts. Oh no, sorry. We're just gonna go into plank, sorry. Come back into down dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Find that strong plank pose. Take the left hand, walk it slightly forward. Bring the big toes together to touch. Find that strong plank pose. Roll the heels over. You can stack the feet. Or again, you have the option of taking that top foot forward. Right hand to the right hip. Press the hip into the hand. Press the floor away as you reach the right hand up. Gaze can stay down, or maybe you take it up to that top thumb. Opening up. Choosing to stay here, finding that tree pose. Keep lifting up through the hips. Maybe you step the foot behind. Lift up through the hips, lift up through the heart. Open up. Come back over. Find plank pose. Press up and back. Down dog. Everyone resting in child's pose. Hips back to the heels, forehead down. Great place to use your blocks. Also in child's pose. Block underneath the sternum, one block underneath the forehead. Just something to play around with. Know your options. Connecting with the breath. And slowly plant the hands. Make your way back into down dog with your exhale. Bend the knees with the inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, walk the feet up. Rise halfway, flat back. Exhale to fold in. Press down, rise all the way up. Hands down through heart center. Release the hands, mountain pose. So we're going to work on standing balance. We're going to work on tree pose. I like to use the block here. You can use it in a couple of different ways. Make sure I was hitting the record button this time. Bring the left foot, down to the mat, ground down, find this length. So you can use the block to place the toes on as a kickstand. You can bring the toes down to the mat, or you can use the block, if you want, for a little bit of an added challenge. You can step onto the block. If you have a more firm block, the softer ones add a bit more of a challenge and they might not be as steady. You can also remain on the floor. Bring the hands in front of the heart, thumbs to the sternum, creating this lift, reaching up through the crown of the head, belly in, pelvic floor up and back. Draw the right knee up to the hip, flex the foot. Pressing the hands gently together, open up through the right knee, not reaching for the right ankle, just allowing the foot to fall naturally where it wants to rest. When we reach for that ankle to draw the foot up higher, we lose all this engagement. Finding that focal point that's in front of you. Hands can interlace, pressing the palms up towards the ceiling. Slowly draw the right knee in, hands come down, release the right foot down, release the left leg, shake it all out. Moving on to the other side. Choosing where you'd like to use the block or not use the block at all. Pressing onto the right foot. If you're stepping onto the block, again, notice that engagement, the energy drawing all the way up through the crown of the head. Finding that focal point first helps to create a calm. Hands together in front of the heart. Begin to lift the left knee to hip height. Press the palms gently together. Open up through the left knee and gently place the foot on the leg. Staying here, or interlace the fingers as you press the palms up, creating length, this full expression of tree pose. Draw the knee in, release the hands down, release the foot, shake it all out. So while we have our block here, we'll move on to another standing pose. We're gonna open the hips in a different way, the outer hip. So we're coming into eagle, and I love to use the block here. So bring the block to the outside of the left foot. And this time you're gonna bring the right toes up and over to rest onto that block. You're gonna bend the knees, sink the hips back, You can sass the right hip out to start. Really draw that right knee over and then draw the right hip back. Draw the belly in, sink the hips, keep the heart lifted. And then come into eagle arms. Right arm under the left. Fingertips reach up, press the palms gently together, forearms away. Gaze is forward. Breath is moving in and out. Press down through the left foot to rise back up. Release the hands all the way overhead. Release the right foot. Come back into mountain pose. Switching sides. Block to the outside of the right edge of the foot. You can sink the hips down, chair pose. Bring the left foot up and over. Again, you can sass the left hips out to draw the left knee over. Now draw the left hip crease back. Sink the hips, heart is lifted. Left arm under the right, press up through the fingertips. Gently pulling the forearms away from one another, pulling the thighs away, softening the face. A few more breaths here, reaching up through the fingertips. Press into the right foot, rise up, reach the arms overhead, left foot up and over, come back into mountain pose. Keep your block there, coming to the front of the mat. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead, use the exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise halfway, bend the knees, sink the hips, find chair pose. Keep sinking the hips down a little bit lower till you come all the way to the mat. Come into this half boat pose, modified boat. Hands can stay behind the thighs, keeping the heart lifted. Toes are spread nice and wide. Release the feet down, round through the back. Give yourself a big hug. Grab your block. Begin to roll yourself all the way down. Grab your other block if it's nearby. Bring the soles of the feet together. And place the blocks underneath the knees and the thighs. Coming into this Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands can come, one hand to the heart, one hand to the low belly. Or maybe you take the arms out to a T position. Or perhaps overhead if that feels good to you. Choosing to go where it feels right. Changing your mind and choosing something else if that feels better. Begin to open up. To who we really are. Letting go of any ideas of perfection. Letting go of any mask that we wear. Letting go of any armor that we suit up in every day, as Brene Brown says. Just allowing yourself to be. And slowly take the hands to the outside of the knees, draw the knees together. Hug the right knee in, and then the left knee, giving yourself a big hug, knees to chest. Keep hugging the right knee in, extend the left leg nice and long. Keep a flex in both feet. Gently take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and draw that knee all the way over. You can use your block here as well to place the shin, the leg on, stacking the top hip over the bottom hip. Taking the right hand out to a T position, squaring off the shoulders as you gently guide the gaze out over the opposite hand. And then allow the whole body to be soft. Closing the eyes. Letting the top leg be heavy. Softening through the face. Drawing the navel towards the spine gently. Begin to roll back over, squaring off the hips. And draw both knees into the body. Hug the left knee in as you extend the right leg nice and long, creating this length in the front hip flexor. Flexing both feet, and then taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Roll over to this supine twist. Again, using the block where it feels right. There's different levels to the block. Square off the shoulders as best you can without forcing. Arms out to a T position, gaze can go out over the opposite hand. Closing the eyes. And resting in. Allowing the body to twist out any knots. Any perceived obstacles. Gently wringing out any tension. The top leg be heavy. Gently drawing the low belly in. Come back, squaring off the hips. Hugging the knees back in. And then slowly pressing the heels up towards the ceiling. Arms can go out to a T position. Coming into this legs up the wall. Drawing the toes gently towards the body. You can also use a block here underneath the sacrum. Allowing the shoulders to melt into the mat. Tucking the chin slightly. And then slowly begin to hug the knees in. Give yourself a big hug. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Coming into the seat position, rounding in. Maybe you reach for opposite elbows. Coming back to your center. Release it down. Hug the knees back in. And lift up head, neck, and shoulders. If you reach for opposite elbows, see if you can bring the opposite arm on top. Releasing it back down. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Bring the knees together, touching. Take the feet wide. Pausing here for a moment. You can stay here for Shavasana. Or you can extend the legs nice and long, taking the feet as wide as the mat. Here's another great place to use your props as well. You can use your eye pillow across the eyes. You can use a pillow, a blanket across the entire body or maybe underneath the head. Something else I'll offer you this evening since we have it. I'm going to place 2 blocks for my feet. And I'm going to use my bolster underneath my knees. Just so that there's something there to catch my heels when I roll back. You might want to. You can use a blanket under the knees as well. And begin to find this comfortable position for Shavasana, rolling all the way back. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm grabbing my lavender eye pillow. Turning the palms up towards the sky, relaxing through the shoulders, tucking the chin slightly. Just allowing the legs, you can play around with where the blocks go. And just allow the legs to be heavy, completely supported. Just begin to soften each part of the body. Resting in, allowing the earth to hold you and support you, knowing that you are well. In this moment, you are safe. Just allow yourself to be. Slowly begin to invite movement into the body or choose to stay in Shavasana. If you're inviting movement into the body, then wiggle the toes and wiggle the hands. Reach the arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. Slowly draw the right knee in and then the left knee, hugging them in. Using the right arm, reaching it overhead, rolling to the right side. Using the top arm as a pillow. Pausing in this space between our physical practice and the practice that we carry off of the mat. Deciding to leave here anything that no longer serves you. And gently use your top hand, press yourself up. Find that easy seated position. Allowing the hands to come in front of the heart, leaving space slightly between the palms, this Anjali Mudra, this prayer position. Dropping the chin slightly, closing the eyes. Sealing our practice today